Hey, welcome to the video. We're going to be looking at a replay of one of the TNRT League competition games. This between the Sirens of Slaanesh and Cry Hard. I love the Sirens of Slaanesh team. The coaches really named them really well. So I think this is roughly the setup. So let's go over what the Wood Elves are doing here. So they're going for a kind of like offset defense, kind of like packing the backfield on one side, having their line of scrimmage on the other. It's quite effective against a blocky team. The true man's in a central enough position that it's going to be useful. But to me, there's a couple of dangers he's got here, which might be exploited. This lineman over here, I think, is in a dangerous position for a lot of reasons. The main reason I would say is that fact that the Sirens team has the ability to crowd surf, and although they didn't take this, I don't think they're going to take this opportunity. I mean, that's just a free player off the side of the pitch right there. So sometimes you have to defend narrow, and I think if you're an elf team, you can afford to defend narrow, because if they get around the sides, you can redeploy quite easily. I think it's a missed opportunity for the Norse, not just that they've missed this crowd surf opportunity, because this Ulfverna is too far back, but also the way that the line of scrimmage is set up. I would either entirely ignore the treatment, as the elves allowed you to do that, or I would try and get 2 dice blocks against here to try and get these down. You're really trying to have a numbers advantage here. You're not going to be able to outmaneuver them or anything like that. And they've kind of offered it up to you, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not entirely sure what these micro movements are. At the moment, doesn't seem to be setting up a cage of any type. Okay, I see. So I think he's trying to just shove one side. No, okay. That's risky. And slightly unnecessary. You don't really want to be scoring quick in this situation. The Wood Elves can score quick against you, really think. That's interesting, not a single block or blitz in the first round. Again, missed opportunities here. Ooh. Wow, injury straight out of the gate. Straight out of the gate. Okay, and I like this blitz. I really like this blitz here. It's not too risky. It's kind of putting pressure on this ball. I don't like the not following up, but then again, I think that's my dwarfiness coming through. That probably is actually a good idea. That's an unlucky roll of the dice there from the Norse. But they've got some nice 2 dice blocks here. Should have followed up there. I think the problem with this Norse attack is that they're not forcing the elves. Oh, okay, that's a mistake. Yeah, and it cost them. They're not forcing the elves here to roll dice. Now, they talk about the mistake that was made there. So again, like, good follow up there. Now, this is a good frenzy, sort of. You've left you've left this player here. Now, it's fine because your Ulfverna is strength 4, and you're getting the assist from Ginger Spice over here that you can see. But when you push them back into this square, you're losing the assist from Ginger Spice. and the lineman here is still assisting. And that's where you've got this mismatch, and that's why there was a turnover here. Obviously, 1 in 36 chance that the same result would have happened anyway. But even if you got both down, it would have been a less dangerous position here. And I'm not sure that I would have gone with that particular frenzy push. I think the issue you've got, the issue that the Norse team has here is that they don't have a very strong cage up. The Wood Elf player is playing a really good game here, actually. Well, it's playing a good game here. Keeping their War Dancer back, waiting for the opportunity. I'd be tempted to move it over to the side, but at the same time, it's got such big amounts of movement, it doesn't need to do that. And he's keeping out of trouble, so he can't be kind of blocked off and blitzed. I think I would have been tempted to take that player out with the frenzy, push it back this way so that you could reorientate your cage slightly to the right. You are putting yourself in danger of this tree man, but I think that would have been a safer play. You get yourself close to the War Dancer, but really, like, being here is no big deal. But at the moment, the issue with this is that you're leaving yourself exposed, and you need to get like the players who aren't currently engaged in. It's difficult when you're down a player against a Wood Elf team, but it's obvious where the mistake here was. Yeah, okay. Nice. War Dancer shenanigans. Oh, you rerolled the catch. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. In many ways, there's nothing you can do about a War Dancer and just hope they fail their rolls. But in other ways, you can't leave yourself as exposed as that. It was too easy for the War Dancer to get in. Okay, that must have been a misclick. Oh, but that was. I'm being silly. I completely missed that was a Norse player. That's good work there. Try and disengage from a tree man. Try and disengage from a tree man is important. I think that's a move he had to do, and obviously not being able to dodge out is one thing. Yeah, I think this is a smart play from the. I'm not sure. I think this is a smart play from the Elf team. Like, try and prevent the Norse team from being able to score in this half. Receive the ball in the next half. Yeah, and get these players down. I mean, like, here's fine, but obviously you don't want to give them opportunities to get away. You want to get your player kind of around this one. You want it to be here rather than here. But I mean, that's a minor thing. Ooh, bit of fouling. Interesting. Risking a skill position player there for a foul. I got the knockout though. Okay. Ooh, trying to block the treeman. Getting the treeman down. I did hear about this. This is a big turning point. And the apothecary fails to do his job. that is massively unfortunate. Like, to have your first injury as the Wood Elf player to be your tree man in turn 4, you just can't account for those things. Coach Fimbulwinter, Cryharder being extremely unlucky there. I don't think. I know they managed to get the ball on the opponent's drive and stuff like that. But I think for the most part that was a good play. Some mistakes from his opponent. After losing a treeman, it's really. I mean, I would be livid right now. And to have a smashed knee, so he's going to miss the next game, which is against me. So I'm not too too upset about it. But yeah, that's really unfortunate. Talking about the Norse team again, missed opportunities here. These should be further forwards. I would personally take on these blocks here. They're free blocks. You know, I don't think the Norse team is getting the Wood Elf team down enough, and I know that they've done quite a lot of damage. But you are a bashy team versus a skill agility team. You have block across your team. You need to get these people down. You need to take the free blocks because you only get one blitz. If you allow them to kind of keep standing up here, then the issue you have is that they will be able to dance away from you, use their agility to redeploy to where you want to go with the ball, potentially blitz the ball. If they're on their arses, then they can still do all those things, but you're at least taking 3 movement off them, and hopefully you're stunning them. They're AV7, you're injuring them, you're KOing them. Again, this move here, I'm interested as to why Idle Monkey's doing this move here. Okay, so maybe he's doing a loose box here. Which I sort of like against Elves, especially when they got a War Dancer. Okay. Taking on his War Dancer, interesting. Ooh, that was not a good reroll. Do not reroll things where you don't go down. Unless you really need it. That did not need to happen. That's kind of a waste of a reroll. I can see what he's trying to do there, but like, again, if you just taken you position your lineman to do these 2 dice blocks here, dead simple, you would have broken a line through there. You could have decided to either go left or right. As it is, it looks like the Wood Elves are taking a really good opportunity to take their own 2 dice blocks. And it's like, if you got 2 dice block, you've got a 1 in 9 chance. If you don't have block, you've got a 1 in 9 chance that it's going to go wrong. So that is a really smart frenzy move. He's tied up lots of players into this. The only issue he's got is that he's not really making a lot of forward progress with it. But he's managing... form that cage up. He's doing this loose cage. He's kind of left an open route here. I wonder if that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, one go for a roll in on that 1 dice block. It's probably safe because he's got block. It's probably not a blitz I want to take as a there, but yeah, that's risky. That's risky. Ooh. Nasty when a Wood Elf team does that to you. Yeah, so I think after that knockout, I would have been tempted. I would have been tempted by the Wood Elf player to take this, go for it, 1 dice block here. I'll tell you why. Like, this is a really strong formation that, yeah, the Norse team could kind of block out, but then you're leaving this runner really vulnerable. So even if you fail the 1 dice block here, even if you fail the 1 dice block here, you're like, what are you really losing? Now, he's only got 2 turns to score. So at the same time, I can see why you don't do that. You're really trying to stop him from scoring. But I think it's an opportunity to turn over the ball and even potentially score yourself. You've got 2 turns. You've got a couple of players here who can get into the end zones here, and I think it would have been a really interesting option to try and go for this. You have a reroll. Probably wouldn't reroll the block if you'd gone down, but definitely reroll like the go for it roll. But we'll see. Like, this is a safe option at the same time. Probably mine's a bit too risky. But I would have been tempted to go for that 1 dice split. Ooh. I would say it's unfortunate. You're kind of expecting a lot of this damage. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's unfortunate that because it's allowed him to pivot, and I hadn't really seen the weakness in this line here. Mostly because I didn't think he had the movement to do that, so I probably would have made a similar mistake here to Fimbulwinter. Oh, well. Okay, well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So the mistake here is that Idle Monkey has created a situation where he can't score. He's only got 1 turn left. He's got 2 rerolls. You need to get players further up the pitch. I'm not entirely sure. I think that might be a misclick. That doesn't seem like a clever thing to do there. Another foul. It's probably his worthwhile target. Try and take one of the off Werner's out. It looks like the Wood Elves are out bashing the Bashy team here. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Right, okay. Right. We need to go back. We need to go back and talk about this. So we do have a lot of new, like, pretty much everyone who's playing in this league is really new. This is the first competition for pretty much everyone apart from myself. So let's just talk about some rules here. So obviously the picking up here. For an elf, agility 4, the base thing for all elves is 3+. Now, picking up the ball is an easy action, so you get +1 to the attempt to pick up the ball. Now, because the ball is in a tackle zone, you get a -1 to your roll, essentially, because there's 1 tackle zone in there. So it goes from a 2+ to a 3, back to a 3+. So 3+ base because of agility 4. +1 for picking it up, goes to 2+. -1 because it's 1 tackle zone. If there's more tackle zones, it's -1 per tackle zone. So that is a 3+ chance, 67%, roughly, of picking it up. Now, throwing. Once this throw, and this is a play that doesn't matter. So in a way, in terms of analysis, it doesn't matter. This is the kind of thing that is worth doing because it gets you an SPP. If they get MVP, this works out. But your pass is also affected by tackle zones. So that would have been a quick pass, which is +1. Again, so base agility, a pass is a 3+. A quick pass, you get +1, so it goes to 2+. You're passing in someone's tackle zone. You're in their tackle zone, so you get a -1, so it goes back to 3+. So mathematically, is it better to do that, or is it better to take the dodge and do the pass? it's interesting. Now, Cryhard doesn't have any rerolls at the moment. There's no dodge on lineman. So what you're doing is a 1 in 3 chance, or a dodge roll with a 5 in 6 chance, and a pass with a 5 in 6 chance. Now, the reason why in this particular instance, although this is quite a rare instance, this is a better thing to do, because they both are the same success rate, because it's a 1 in 6 or 1 in 6 you can fail twice. The reason why this is better is because at least in this situation you can't be injured. If you dodge away and you fail your dodge roll, you've got a chance as an armor roll and you could be injured. So I think in terms of 1 in 3s, not all 1 in 3s are equal. If this was an important play and you had a reroll, I'd be tempted to do the multiple 5 in 6 chances. It would be very unlucky to roll 1s as opposed to the 33% chances. But it's marginal. Now, in terms of catching, so again, catching is an agility-based skill. Catching a ball has a base rate of 3+ when you have agility 4. Most teams have agility 3 and their base rate will be a 4+, so a 50% chance of catching the ball. But for Elves, because of their shenanigans, it's a 3+. Now, what happens is, if you pass the ball accurately, i.e. you pass your 3+ roll, which is here, it goes straight to the player, and they get a +1 to their catch roll. Excellent. What happens if that pass roll had been a 1? And this is important. If you roll a 1, that's a fumble. And a fumble means that the ball drops at the feet of the passer. That's a problem. It's a problem. It's turnover straight away. You're leaving yourself open. If you'd failed and you rolled a 2, then you would have had an inaccurate pass. And what happens is that the ball, from the point that you're trying to throw it, scatters 3 times. So you roll a d8, and it scatters into any of these things. Now, it could scatter. There is a chance, a very small chance, that it could scatter into the zone that you're looking at, the player that you passed it to. But there is also a chance that it could fall to 1, 2, 3. This player, this player, this player, this player. Even the original thrower at this thing, I have seen that happen. 1, 2, 3. This player. Or just fall on the ground. If it's an inaccurate pass and it goes to a player, then it is a straight up agility roll. They don't get a +1. So for Elves, that'll be a 3+. For agility 3 players like the Norse, that'll be a 4+. What else affects catching? Tackle zones. So tackle zones affect catching here. So I'm just going to put it forward. And that is... Oh. So you see that I caught it. But basically, without going back on the video, they were in 2 tackle zones. So again, accurate pass, do it. So your base chance of hitting is a 2+, but you're in 2 tackle zones. So that's -2 to your roll. So it goes down to a 4+. It is a 50-50 chance. And that is why Elves are ridiculous. Because lots of other teams would die for 50% chance catches. You're doing it in coverage against 2 players. So normally it wouldn't be a good idea. But it paid off. You got the SPP. Obviously, you weren't doing anything else with it. Interesting, there was a chance to intercept there, but pretty much most intercepts are going to be... I think it's a -2 to do base intercept. So pretty much all agility 3 teams is a 6+ intercept. Elves, obviously a 5+. But intercepts also affected by tackle zones. Yeah. So always tie up as many of the defenders as possible. Because blitz is rare, yes, but it does happen. And if you don't tie up these players, you risk, especially when you put all of your eggs on this basket. Now, I'm not sure that Fimbulwinter has seen blitz before. Um, but again, it's a game of margins. Oh yeah, and the go for it is is of course he catches it, just plucks it out in there. Oh, that's a dead player. Okay, cool. Apothecary worked, but that's good for the elf player there. And like again, like doing these kind of offset chance things on here, you open yourself up to a lot of problems. Now, I wonder what he's going to do here. In a way, he's got to pass it. But so this is the inaccurate pass I was talking about, and you see how it moved to this kind of area. Now, yeah, it's probably what I would have done. Um, no, I probably wouldn't have done that. Actually, I think I would have accepted that this has gone wrong and repositioned my players rather than trying to pass it out here. Now I think about it, play it a bit safe. Reposition your players back here before you did the pickup, because there is a 1 in 36 chance with a reroll that you're going to mess up the pickup, and then there's all sorts of things that could go happen. So I would be tempted to reset and like set up a cage. Elf players can use cages, and there are times to use cages. It's when you how you then break out of them. You kind of they're really good because if people don't attack the back of your cage, you can do really handy things with like just hand off, have them come back and like pass the ball, kind of like a flea flicker kind of play in American football. Um, don't be afraid to have a bunch of players close together that are protecting the ball. Be afraid if you're trying to bash your way through it and using that cage like a bashy team would be, but don't like protecting the ball is really important, and you've put yourself in a lot of pressure here because of this. Now, yes, you got an unfortunate series of rolls, but you didn't mitigate the danger. This is always, at the same time, this is always a tempting thing to do with any elf team because they're so good. It's like that. I think that pass was like a 50-50. Let's have a look at it. Baby says wake up, casualty, success. Yeah, so you had a 50-50 chance of making that pass. It's it's unfortunate, and then because of who you're passing it to, there was a good chance it was going to land in lots of tackle zones, which it didn't land in the best place for you, or even in the hands of one of your players, and then that wouldn't have been a turnover. That is important. As long as one of your players catches the ball, even if it wasn't the player you were aiming at, it's not a turnover. So I don't know. I think maybe it's not a bad decision. It's just the slightly riskier decision. But if it had paid off, then obviously these players are like down here and they're gone. You've scored a touchdown. You're 2-0 up. Really unlikely they're going to score again. High risk, high reward play. Kind of what would else do. Unfortunate. But then it would have also been unfortunate if it had pulled off in terms of for the Norse team. It would have been unfortunate because again, like they're losing on a 50-50, you're winning on a 50-50. Yeah, these little misclicks are unfortunate. They've still got a chance to get in on this cage here. Yeah, that's a good move. Oh no, like no, don't re-roll. Do not. This is a thing that players do all the time. Okay, unless you're gonna be knocked down, do not re-roll single dice blocks like that. Like you only have a 1 in 3 chance of knocking this player down anyway. That is the simple truth. And of course, you've only got a 1 in 6 chance of going down. But if you're re-rolling that, you put yourself in a lot of bad situations, and if it pays off, it feels good. But like in this situation, where's your War Dancer going after that reroll? He's surrounded, like, and again, a little sort of lack of composure, and I can kind of understand it. You've lost your tree man early on, you've had some injuries, you've just been blitzed, which if you've not seen it before is a real shock to the system. You failed your thing. You're feeling bad about it. War dancering someone is not the answer. Like the what should have happened here is should have gone for the 2 dice block here. Go for the numbers game. Put pressure on them. Make them use their rerolls. Like, don't have your War Dancer down and possibly being fouled here. Your War Dancer can just sit here acting like a real break. Like, force him to blitz your War Dancer away. Force him to get through these blocks. And I know he's probably going to do it, but you got to think long term here. Like, you've used both your rerolls in the first 2 turns of what you're doing, because the player's trying to take too much time up. They're taking too many risks, and sometimes you just got to play a numbers game. Make them roll more dice. Now, yes, that you don't have block in this, but you did have block on that. But re-rolling 2 dice is so much more potential for you not to go down. And if you're next to the ball carrier, he has to block away. He has to waste his blitz here, which means if your War Dancer's around here, they're not blitzing your War Dancer away. This was a really good move, but what you needed to do is put your War Dancer around this area and blitz with this. Put pressure on the ball. Put pressure on the ball carrier. Push them back. Chip away. That is not a strong cage. Give yourself time to break it down. You don't have to break it down in the first thing just because you have a War Dancer. The jumping in War Dancer move, yes, you can shock someone with it like this, but for the most part, I always feel like it should be the last resort sort of move, and only if you're managing somehow because of your blocks to get a 2 dice block if you jump into the cage. I don't like the 1 dice jumping into the cage block with War Dancer because where's he going after this? You know, where's the ball going? You gotta think about those things. You can't overuse the jump. You'll do this next game and it'll work out perfectly for you, but it's a high risk mover. It's not necessary in this situation. So because of that, here is interesting. Wow, well that was high risk. That would not have been a thing I would have done. So setting up a loose cage here. What is going on? So again, you see where this kind of anti thing is going for the foul on the War Dancer. I'm not sure how I feel about that turn. Let's break it down. You might even be able to get a 2 dice block. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can get a 2 dice block with a go for it. It's probably worth it because it got block. Again, going through your things there is quite bad. You can tie up the back here. I would stand these up. I would lose him to crowd surf, because you might be able to blitz the Ulfthurner away. But this is dangerous. This is inviting pressure. Inviting pressure that, to be fair, very hard for the elf player to then get the ball out of the danger zone. So you're still scoring. But really, you just need to maintain this pressure, because what you probably don't want them to do is force the draw on you. Like, you probably want to win. You should have been winning in this situation. It's an interesting situation. He's now got another player off. So, in terms of injuries, what's going on here? You know, you've got equal amounts. You're equal for the first time for a while now. So that is interesting. Ah, right. Like I said, this here's the wrong move. Is it the wrong move? You could have tied up players with other people that you stood up and done this, and I probably would have done, and I would have gone for the 2 dice block here. Like, the first move for me would have been to move this player here, because then when the blitz comes in, if you fail the go for it roll, at least there's someone in that player's face. Now you're leaving yourself just a 1 dice blitz here, and I don't really like it. Now, actually, now I think about it, the play here would be to have put this player in where this position is here. So actually, Fimbulwinter's done something. He's just not quite got it right, because if you put this player here, then this player could have gone on this player in front of him. Then there's no go for it roll. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Ulferna won't have an assist because this player will be here. You'd have this person in his face doing the assist here. Yeah, that would have been the play. I think, like, the safest play. The issue is getting the ball out afterwards. Yeah, this is a classic thing where you're not getting your assists right. The block should have come from here. The assist had to come from here. Oh, and that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Oh, lineman had a touchdown. Ow. What a brutal turn. What an utterly brutal turn. That's just so unlucky. And it's just because of a small mistake with the assists there. And that I reckon will come with experience. But it's a very marginal game, Blood Bowl. Like, small margins of error cause huge changes of fortune. No one scored off their own possession yet, which is interesting. Oh, a double blitz. Again, that's just desperately unlucky. Absolutely desperately unlucky. But again, like, you've just seen Blitz tie up the defensive players. Don't let them get into these positions. It's like, that's an extra player that he can move away because of that. Oh my god. It's just unfortunate where the ball was landing as well. I suppose it could be worse. At least it's a touchback. Now, where is he going to give it? Is he going to give it to his War Dancer? Yeah, he gave it to a War Dancer. Just run your War Dancer. No, no, what are you doing? No, what are you doing? Okay, cool, right. Uh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake there. Like, hang on, let's go back to the Wood Elf turn here. You've not moved this lineman here. I know that sounds dumb, but, like, the very first thing I would have done is move this War Dancer, like, down here in case any of your other moves are going on. But you need to protect the rear of this semi cage you're putting up. Like, this this dodge here is really risky without a reroll. Like, the very first thing you should have done is bring this lineman as far forward as you could, I think, to just try and put pressure on these people. Now, it's interesting because obviously if they lose the ball, then obviously he's the last line of defense, but he's easily blitzed away in this position anyway. I'd go for trying to protect these kind of things, because obviously when you move him out the way here, he's freeing up quite a few of these players. So trying to just move him forward a bit would be interesting. Again, talking about dodging. Dodging matters about where you go, which tackle zones you go into, not where you go from. So even though the player has 4 players around this elf, that doesn't in itself affect his ability to dodge. So a dodge is an agility roll, which would be 3+ for agility 4, but all dodges get +1 because they're easy actions. So you get +1 to roll. But because he's kind of caught between players here, he does have to go into at least one tackle zone, and that minuses 1, which is why the dodge is 3+ here. It's risky, but it's actually what agility 3 people are normally dodging out of anyway. But putting 33% chance that you fail to fix the back of this cage would make me it would be so easy to crowd surf that war dancer off the pitch if you'd failed that. And I think that's why it's a riskier move than you think it is. I would have been much happier moving the war dancer as far as he could go, going 1-on-1 with this runner, trying to just stick people. I would have probably put him on this guy so that he'd have to dodge to get this 2 dice block. I would have moved your war dancer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably here, so that when he blitzes you, you can when he blitzes you, you have a 1 in 6 chance, if he only gets 1 dice, of going down. There's only one result that a war dancer goes down on, and that's because he has block, so the both down result, they both stay together, and he has dodge. So the defender stumbles, the power with the exclamation mark only pushes him. He doesn't go down when that skill happens. So I will take, on a war dancer, I will take a 1 dice splits and the ability to dodge away rather than trying to form this cage up where you've got a 1 in 3 chance of failing. So this was not the play. The thing with war dancers is that they are freaking awesome, really hard to get down, especially if the player doesn't have tackle. Sometimes you just got to let them be awesome and try and just ride the tackle. I would take the 1 in 6 chance of them not getting me down over the 33% chance of them getting here and still getting in your face. Oh, it's even worse, isn't it? Because then you have to dodge again, so it's a 1 in 3, and then... So this was just an unnecessary move. It just didn't need to happen. And a waste of a reroll. No, get in their face. You're a bashy team, get in their face. Oh, is he going to blitz him off the pitch? That's another armor break. Just a stun. Okay. Get in their faces. Get in their faces. Oh, man. So I know how this ends. And this really should end in a no. No, that guy needed to go here. He's not supporting any attacks now. Oh no, you've blitzed from the wrong position. Right. Right. Let's break this down. This is too late for him. He's probably in a good position because you need to now stop the Norse from scoring. this player here needed to go in this spot so that he could support the block. Again, this is another mistake. Stop putting them in other people's tackle zones. Yes, you're unlucky, but like Fimbulwinter's made some really, really fundamental mistakes, which is why he's drawing this game and not winning this game. He should be up 2-1. He should be up 2-0. Because he should have been able to stop the Norse drive that got them to 1-1. And although, yes, he's been unlucky with injuries, especially to the tree man, you kind of semi-expect this from a Wood Elf team anyway, and you just need to make those adjustments. Man, all this block. So sick. So sick. If the Wood Elves might be able to sneak a draw here. Oh, especially he's left the way open to his. Oh. Oh, okay, yeah. No. You need to slow him down. Yeah, you've left again. Okay. Oh, that is a mistake. Yeah, definitely. Like this. You didn't need to clear that player out. You need to get this player upfield. Handoff. Okay, interesting. Suppose he has to do that. Just go. What is this move? It's like, why? Right. This is such a nothing move. It's not protecting anything. This player should either be getting in this elf's face to at least make the opponent roll an extra dice, or should be coming next to here to make him like have to attack him at a different angle. Personally, just get him in his face. Like, he is literally doing nothing here as far as I can see. He's not even in a scoring position. At least if he's in this elf's face, then if he gets knocked down, then you can blitz this guy. You can try and blitz him off the ball, have him ready to receive a pass to the, like, here he's literally doing nothing. You've put all your eggs in this basket that this lineman can score, and I'm going to assume that Idle Monkey gets away with it because I know the score, but that is a huge that's a huge mistake. That's a huge mistake that that the Sirens got away with there. I don't even why are you going for it? Why, like, what is he doing? Like, yeah, and you allowed him to have a go there. I mean, like literally just tie them up, make them think. I mean, you got away with it. I can see. Yeah. Again, really unlucky to play. I mean, like, I don't know why you took a one dice block there. You All you needed to do was stop him from scoring. So we're just gonna go back to the final like elf turn there because I assume you're going for the win with a pass, but I'm not even sure that you can have taken that pass. Really, the safe play there because the Norse team had not left themselves another player that can score and hadn't put was to get the guy you did the blitz with, get him in a position next to the ball, then use the other lineman to die block. And I remember now that I remember now that Fimbulwinter said that he didn't see one of his linemen, and that's what's happened. He didn't see that elf on the thing. I have just realised that. I have just remembered that. But we'll go back and we'll talk through. We'll talk through what could have happened there, and really, it's taking apart the Norse team's issues, so the Sirens issues. For these two players, these are the first. This is the second competitive game they've ever played, so it's harsh to be too harsh on their play here. Like, people who play a long time make similar mistakes. I've literally done the mistake that Fimbulwinter did at the end there, where he hadn't realised that there was a player like stood here, and partially it's because of camera angles. You wouldn't have done that in a real game. I literally have just done that like a couple hours ago when I played a game. Like, a key thing I think both players here are also not doing is that sometimes they're doing things which are like, these are my high percentage chance rolls to do something, as opposed to sometimes these are things I need to do to win. So again, like, we'll go over this, like the issues with it. Like, you're a Norse team, get in their face. They're elves. You know, they're only getting you down in a 1 in 3 chance. If they do get you down, you are squishy. But like, this go for it here is unnecessary, and this guy should be up here. Like I said, he's in a scoring position. He's making them roll more dice. Maybe he also didn't see this player here. I don't know. But yeah, So I remembered that literally Fimbulwinter just didn't see his player there. Like, and you can see, oh no, oh, that's so unfortunate. You can kind of see why you might miss that player there, and you've got so many injuries, you're not remembering where everyone is. But let's say that this play, this isn't what the coach was intending, but let's say that this play, they were trying to win the game. If you succeed on this 1 die block, you don't have to pick up the ball. You have a passing chance. So this guy can move 7. So say the ball, worst case scenario, ends up there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need to get it to your war dancer, really. Possibly to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, like from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can definitely get into him. 9, 10. Yeah. So if you're going for the win, or if you were 2-1 down, this actually is the play. Weirdly, you need to get him down. You then need to grab the ball and you need to pass it. And that would be a heartbreaking way to lose. I just realised also this War Dancer had sidestep. So in that previous turn when I was saying just leave your War Dancer to just take a 1 dice block, if they've got sidestep, that is 100% the chance, because you can always you can choose where you go. You can get closer to touchline, make sure that you have favourable dodge lanes. The way to go here would have been, like I said, to screen off this, accept that you're going to get a 1 dice block against you. That would have been the play. But in this situation, like I said, if you were 2-1 down, or if you wanted to go for the win, then actually what you did here was fine, because it would have allowed you to pass the ball with him. All in all, actually a really exciting match. I actually really enjoyed watching that. Did the Wood Elf team get unlucky? Yes, they did get unlucky with the amount of injuries. With the double blitz, that's desperately unlucky. But also, I feel like that game should have been a draw. Like, the Norse team made a lot of mistakes that just that Cry Hard did not take advantage of, and it wasn't a case of couldn't. There was lots of ways that Cry Hard could have made the situation easier for themselves, and this comes with experience. Like, I think I can understand why Fimbulwinter didn't want to put his War Dancer in a situation which seems dangerous, but that's because of a misunderstanding of how the skills on the War Dancer work. Like I said, if it's a 1 dice block, you're going down in a 1 in 6 chance. If they've got a reroll, it's a 1 in 3 chance, and then, but obviously, in a way, you want them to reroll a block dice for that 1 in 3 chance because they're also creating a 1 in 6 chance that they're going to go down. So it's in that situation, you just got to trust that the War Dancers are awesome. Overprotecting a War Dancer will make them less able to do their job, and they're expensive. So if you're not using them for that purpose, then this sort of why are you taking them? So let's go through the statistics and see. I mean, that statistic right there is absolutely incredible. 0% occupation in your own half, especially if you scored. That is incredible, absolutely incredible. You would expect a Norse team to have more successful blocks. They all have block, apart from the couple of things which have strength 4, so they should get a bit on dice. So the fact they have more blocks succeeded is nothing. The fact that it's been converted into 2.5 times the amount of injuries off the field, and almost double the effect that the other player has when it's like 50% more, a bit more than that. 60% more blocks that succeeded overall. It's incredible. But no, interesting match, really good match. It's kind of set up the table really interesting for the next few matches as well. So it's me, CCV Orlon, commissioner of this league, and I really hoped you enjoyed this video.